Imagine waking up one morning, not because an alarm clock forces you to, but because you choose to. Imagine never worrying about paying your bills, never stressing over unexpected expenses, never feeling trapped in a job you no longer enjoy. For many people, financial freedom feels like an impossible dream, something reserved for lottery winners, technology entrepreneurs, or people born into wealthy families. But what if building wealth didn't require extraordinary intelligence, perfect timing, or taking huge financial risks? What if the path to financial freedom was actually simple, but not always easy? Today's video explores timeless investing principles inspired by the simple path to wealth, ideas that have helped countless ordinary people steadily build wealth through patience, discipline, and long-term thinking. This isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about creating a financial future where your money works harder than you do. Stay with us until the end, because the final principle brings everything together and reveals why simplicity often beats complexity when it comes to investing. Let's begin. Why most people never become financially free. Before we discuss what successful investors do, let's understand why so many people struggle. Most people don't fail because they lack intelligence. They fail because they never receive a practical financial education. From an early age, we're taught how to earn money. Study hard, get a good job, work long hours. But very few people are taught how to make money grow. As a result, many spend decades exchanging time for income without building lasting wealth. When their paycheck stops, their financial progress often stops too. The problem isn't income alone. It's the absence of a long-term system. Wealth isn't usually created through one brilliant decision. It's created through hundreds of small, disciplined decisions repeated over many years. Financial freedom is not an event. It's a habit. Rule 1. Pay your future self first. Imagine receiving your monthly salary. What's the first thing most people do? They pay rent, utilities, loans, credit cards, entertainment, shopping. If there's anything left, they save it. Unfortunately, there often isn't much left. Now imagine reversing the process. The moment you receive your income, you automatically invest a percentage before spending anything else. This simple shift changes everything. You're no longer hoping to save. You're deciding to save. Think of every investment as paying your future self. Your future self will one day need financial security, healthcare, freedom, retirement, opportunities. Every contribution you make today becomes a gift to the person you'll become tomorrow. Even small amounts matter. Many people delay investing because they believe they need thousands of dollars to begin. In reality, consistency matters far more than the size of your first investment. Imagine planting one seed every week. One seed seems insignificant, but over many years, those seeds become a forest. Wealth works the same way. Small investments made consistently create remarkable results over time. Rule 2. Let compounding do the heavy lifting. Albert Einstein is often credited with calling compound interest one of the most powerful forces in the world. Whether or not he actually said those exact words, the principle remains true. Compounding occurs when your investments begin generating returns, and those returns generate even more returns. Imagine placing a snowball at the top of a hill. At first, it barely grows. But as it continues rolling, it becomes larger, heavier, more powerful. Eventually, its growth accelerates dramatically. Investing follows the same pattern. The first few years may feel slow. Many people become discouraged because they don't see dramatic results. But compounding rewards patience. Time becomes your greatest financial ally. This is why starting early is so valuable. A person who begins investing modest amounts in their 20s often ends up with significantly more wealth than someone who invests much larger amounts beginning in their 40s. Not because they invested more, but because they gave time a chance to work. Every year you delay, you give compounding less time to perform its magic. The best time to start investing was years ago. The second best time is today. Rule 3. Keep investing during good times and bad. Human emotions often become the greatest obstacle to successful investing. When markets rise, people become excited. They believe prices will continue climbing forever. When markets fall, fear takes over. News headlines become negative. Friends begin selling. Social media predicts disaster. Many investors panic. They sell their investments at the worst possible moment. History tells a different story. Markets have experienced recessions, financial crises, wars, pandemics, political uncertainty. Yet over long periods, they have repeatedly recovered and continued growing. Successful investors understand that temporary declines are part of the journey. Instead of fearing downturns, they view them as opportunities to continue investing at lower prices. Imagine your favorite store announcing a 50% sale. Would you stop shopping there because prices became cheaper? Of course not. Yet many investors react that way when quality investments become less expensive. Successful investing requires emotional discipline. Stay committed to your plan, especially when others lose confidence. Rule 4. Keep things simple. Modern investing often appears incredibly complicated. Financial television, economic forecasts, complex charts, hundreds of investment products, daily predictions. It's easy to believe wealth requires constant activity. But complexity doesn't guarantee better results. In fact, complexity often creates confusion. Many investors spend countless hours trying to predict market movements. Few consistently succeed. Instead, focus on principles you understand. Develop a long-term strategy. Avoid chasing every trend. Simple systems are easier to maintain. And the best financial plan is the one you'll actually follow. Imagine driving across the country. Would you constantly change direction every few miles? Or would you follow a reliable map? Investing works much the same way. Frequent changes usually create unnecessary mistakes. Consistency creates progress. Transition. We've explored 4 powerful principles. Pay your future self first. Allow compounding to work. Continue investing through every market cycle. And keep your strategy simple. These ideas may sound ordinary, but together, they form the foundation upon which countless people have quietly built financial independence. In Part 2, we'll explore the remaining principles that transform these ideas into a complete wealth-building system. Rule 5. Avoid bad debt and let money work for you. Debt is one of the greatest obstacles standing between people and financial freedom. Not all debt is necessarily harmful. A carefully planned mortgage or a business loan used wisely can sometimes help create long-term value. But consumer debt, credit cards, high-interest personal loans, and financing unnecessary purchases can quietly destroy your ability to build wealth. Every dollar spent paying high interest is a dollar that cannot be invested. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water while there is a hole in the bottom. No matter how much water you pour in, the bucket never becomes full. Bad debt works the same way. Before focusing on growing your investments, repair the leaks in your financial bucket. Eliminate expensive debt. Control unnecessary spending. Create healthy financial habits. Once your money begins staying with you, it can finally begin working for you. Think of every dollar as an employee. Would you rather send that employee to work building your future or working for a credit card company? Financial freedom begins when your money has a purpose. Every dollar should be assigned a mission. Some dollars pay today's expenses. Others build tomorrow's opportunities. The difference between wealthy people and everyone else is often found in where those dollars are sent. Rule 6. Increase your greatest asset. Many people believe their greatest asset is their house, or their investment account, or perhaps their business. In reality, your greatest financial asset is something much more valuable. It is your ability to earn, the knowledge you possess, the skills you develop, the experience you gain, and your ability to solve problems. These are assets that cannot disappear overnight because of a market downturn. Imagine two investors. Both start with the same amount of money. One spends every evening watching television. The other spends that same time reading, learning, developing new professional skills, improving communication, understanding investing, and becoming better every single year. 10 years later, who do you think has greater opportunities? The answer is obvious. Knowledge compounds just like money. Every skill opens another door. Every book expands your thinking. Every lesson improves your decisions. Successful people never stop investing in themselves because they understand something important. Income usually follows value. The more value you create, the more opportunities appear. Your financial future is closely connected to your personal growth. Improve yourself consistently, and your income often follows naturally. Rule 7. Financial freedom is a marathon. Our modern world encourages instant gratification. Fast food, instant shopping, next-day delivery. We expect quick results in almost everything. Unfortunately, we often carry that same expectation into investing. People want wealth in months, sometimes even weeks. But true wealth rarely works that way. Think about planting an oak tree. The first year, very little seems to happen. The second year, growth is still modest. Yet beneath the surface, the roots continue expanding. Year after year, the tree becomes stronger. Eventually, it becomes impossible to ignore. Financial freedom follows a similar pattern. The early years often feel slow. Many people quit because they cannot immediately see dramatic progress. But those who remain patient eventually experience the incredible power of compounding. The greatest investment advantage isn't intelligence. It isn't luck. It isn't perfect timing. It's consistency. Imagine investing every month for 20 years. Not because you always felt motivated, but because you developed a habit. Habits continue working even when motivation disappears. Financial success belongs to those who continue long after excitement fades. Patience transforms ordinary investors into extraordinary wealth builders. Common mistakes people make. Now let's look at some of the most common mistakes that prevent people from reaching financial independence. Mistake number 1. Trying to get rich quickly. Whenever someone promises guaranteed high returns with little or no risk, be cautious. Building wealth is usually slow, and that's perfectly normal. Mistake number 2. Constantly checking investments. Watching daily market movements creates unnecessary stress. Remember, long-term investing does not require hourly attention. Mistake number 3. Following the crowd. When everyone becomes excited, people often buy too late. When everyone becomes fearful, people often sell too early. Independent thinking is one of the greatest financial advantages. Mistake number 4. Waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time rarely exists. Successful investors understand that consistent action beats perfect timing. Mistake number 5. Ignoring financial education. The financial world changes continuously. Continue learning. Continue growing. Continue improving your understanding. Knowledge protects wealth, and ignorance can become expensive. Your simple action plan. So, how can you begin today? Step 1. Know exactly where your money goes each month. Awareness creates control. Step 2. Create an emergency fund. Financial security begins with preparation. Step 3. Pay yourself first. Automate your investments. Remove emotion from the process. Step 4. Continue investing consistently. Ignore short-term market noise. Focus on decades, not days. Step 5. Keep learning. Read great books. Listen to educational content. Develop valuable skills. Step 6. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Everyone begins from a different starting point. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. Step 7. Be patient. Financial freedom is not built through one extraordinary year. It's built through thousands of ordinary decisions made correctly. Final thoughts. The journey toward wealth doesn't require predicting the future. It doesn't require finding the next great investment. And it certainly doesn't require extraordinary luck. Instead, it requires discipline, consistency, patience, and a willingness to trust a simple system long enough for it to work. Remember the 7 principles we've explored. Pay your future self first. Let compounding do the heavy lifting. Stay invested through every market cycle. Keep your strategy simple. Avoid bad debt. Invest in your greatest asset, yourself. And remember that financial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint. These lessons may sound simple, but simple does not mean easy. The challenge is not understanding these principles. The challenge is applying them, month after month, year after year, without giving up. Imagine where you could be 10 years from now, if you started today. Imagine the freedom of knowing your investments are working even while you sleep. Imagine having choices instead of financial worries. That future is not built by one giant leap. It is built one smart decision at a time, one investment at a time, one habit at a time. If this video has helped you see wealth in a new way, please support the channel by liking this video and subscribing to Wealth and Wisdom Audiobooks. Every week, we explore timeless books, investing strategies, and practical financial lessons designed to help you build lasting wealth and achieve true financial freedom. Until next time, keep learning, keep investing, stay patient, and remember, the simplest path to wealth is often the one that leads the farthest.